everyone, it's Danny here from Handmade Papercraft. Today I am using a stamp set from My Favorite Things. This is the Hello Little one, and I'm also using the dies that go with it. So I'm using my Misty stamping tool to stamp the images down. What I'm doing is laying the dies down first, inlaying the stamps, and then I'll close my Misty and pick up all of those stamps. That way I can run through the images without having to cut all those dies apart. So I'm just inking those up using Memento Tuxedo Black. I have stamped out a few of these images. I'm going to make a couple of cards at the same time. So colouring them up using my Copic markers, using quite a few markers on these images, but I am trying to use the same colours on both lots of images. So bear with me, this is going to be a little bit longer of a video than what I normally do. This video is about 10 minutes long. And yeah, so you'll get to watch me colour all of these little guys up. So obviously I'm working on some baby cards. I had an order from somebody to do a baby card for a grandparent, which I thought was absolutely gorgeous. So I'm colouring this up, and it will be a personalised card. So you may have seen the card at the start of the video, but I'll have more pictures at the end. I'm going in here using my Uni-Ball white gel pen to add some dotted detail to a few bits of the images as I go. So colouring in bits and pieces from both at the same time. I was going to cut it all out, but I thought I'll just leave it all in for you so that you can watch all of it. I really love the way that these images turned out, so I need to use this stamp set a lot more, and very excited to do so. So adding in some cheeks and some dotted detail. So one of these cards, like I said, has already been sold, and I am making another one later on, which I didn't get recorded, but it is already up for sale on my page. So I do have all of the links underneath the videos, and you can check those all out there. So if you are interested in purchasing a card similar to this one, I do have a Facebook page, which is Angel Handmade Papercraft. So if you're interested and you are in Australia, unfortunately, due to the cost of postage, I don't post overseas. So I do apologise for that. So just working my way through. Of course, all my messages always seem to come through when I'm trying to do a voiceover of a video, so I do apologise. Going in now and colouring this little horsey up. I'm using some of my E-markers to make him a nice soft brown horse. Just trying to keep with those soft pastel colours to go with my baby theme. And blending all of that out. This paper is the Express at Blending card, which allows those images to blend so much easier. Love them to bits. Adding some gel pen in, finishing off those little wheels. And now going in and colouring up the second of the horses. So about a third of the way through this video. I do apologise that it is a long one. Sometimes I don't want to cut out too much for you. I like you to see what I do, my head process, etc. Okay, going in and blending all of this one out. Adding in those wheels. I've been meaning to do the voiceover for this video for a couple of weeks, but things have been crazy. So I haven't had a chance to do it with a nice quiet house, but while all the kids are at school and I don't have a million and one things going, I am trying to get this video voiceovered and uploaded today so that you can watch it. So hopefully by lunchtime I should have it up and loaded for you to watch. I'm working on a few design team things today, so trying to have a home day, but of course, you know, you've got to go and pick the kids up from school, and had to go and get some groceries this morning. All of that fun stuff. Seems to be never enough hours. When I go to work, the day takes forever, but when I'm at home and trying to do a million and one things, I look at the clock and it's almost time to go back and get the kids again. Adding in some more detail onto that little pram there. didn't add a lot of colour and blending onto the pram because I thought the detail's going to go away with the dots anyway. Now I'm going in and colouring this little bear up, using again some of those E markers. I tried to stick to similar colour tones. Now some of that white gel pen was still damp, so I'm just using one of my packagings from those stamps underneath my hand so that I don't smudge it, because I do have a habit of doing that. Just working my way around this little bear, blending him all out. Adding in those little pink ears, and finally going in and finishing off his head. So amongst my cards lately, what else have I been up to? I've been working on some baby blankets. I have a friend who has just found out that him and his wife are expecting a baby, so I wanted to make a baby blanket for them. I've been crocheting since I was about, I don't know, 12 or 13 or something. It's something that I love to do. It kills my hands, but I love doing it. Also just finished a blanket for my eldest of my sons, and that's been keeping me busy. Crocheting's great. It's something that I can obviously sit down in bed and do while my husband and I are watching a movie. I can't colour in bed because I can't record it without having to take all of my gear with me. Alright, so just about to finish his bear, just doing his head. Alright, finally I need to do the blocks. So I'm just having a play there. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them, so I'm going to stick to the same theme and do the pink and brown blocks. So we're just about finished with the colouring, and then we will get started on the card process. Card process is sped up as well. It did take me a while to get this card put together. Adding in those last of the details. Now these dies I'm just laying on top, popping down with some post-it tape, running them through my Sizzix Big Shot, and they are perfectly all cut out, ready to go onto cards. So I'm using a Kucha Creations card base here. What I wanted to do was cut some circles out to pop all of these images into. So I'm just adding all of my layers down, all of my pattern papers, before I start going on to the designs too much. So that's my front and my insert. I do decorate the insides of my cards as well. So here I am. I found this cute little clouds paper, so I'm going to use that for the circles. I just used a Lawn Fawn stitched circle die and ran it through my Big Shot. The Congrats die is from Lawn Fawn. It's the SCRIPTY Congrats die, and then I am using the It's a Girl border from Lawn Fawn as well. So now I'm just adhering all of the images to those circles, just using some American Tombow Mono Multi. And I haven't stuck those circles down yet, as I wasn't 100% sure with what I wanted to do. So I'm just working out my layering with those sentiments. So I personalized this sentiment using my computer, just using some Microsoft Word, and printed it out using that same white Express It blending card, just so that all the whites are the same. So now that I've got everything worked out, I'm going to start adhering everything and making sure that everything exactly where I wanted it to go. So gluing all of those circles down, and I'm going to end up using that It's a Girl on the inside of the card, and also the Omar and Poppy, as it was too much for the front of the card. Just adhering everything down, and then I'll cut all the excess off using my cutter bee scissors. I won't tell you how many times I had to run this sentiment through my Big Shot because I kept losing the dot from the eye. Alright, so just picking those dots up that I had to run through again, and I just used a little pokey tool and just dabbed some liquid adhesive onto the card so I could get them exactly where they needed to go. Finally adhering everything down, and that's my card done. So I thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!